So content warning. This character's a bit of a freak. It's all comically censored, but the implications are there in case you want to avoid them. So last week, I talked about Toxic Yuri for, I want to say like 11 minutes. I don't actually know. I'm going to check how long I spent talking about Toxic Yuri. So, where's the folder? It's this one. So last week, I spent 15 minutes talking about Toxic Yuri. This week, we're going to spend God knows how long talking about Toxic Yaoi instead. It's Damien time, baby! Before I forget to introduce myself, hi, I'm Inky. I do art stuff and D&D stuff and stuff. I do stuff. I draw like elves and stuff. And I'm doing turnaround references. I hope I have them done. The goal is to have them done for Artfight 2025. There's a lot of them. Wish me luck. And behind me today, we've got Damien. Damien is the one character so far in this list who is not a PC. He is an NPC. This is the part where my usual DM kills me because I was running a thing for him and I might have chickened out halfway through. But Damien was my favorite NPC. I might have fucked up the plotting and like halfway through I was like, hey man, this is falling apart. You can't completely see it, but like from the back end, it's completely falling apart. I can't keep doing this. I promised I would bring it back eventually, someday. I need y'all to bully me into it, honestly. Actually, don't. People on the internet are really mean. I need to bully myself into it. Anyway, Damien, NPC. He was supposed to be, and will be when I bring it back, because if I'm rebooting it, he is staying untouched. Damien is perfect. He is a villain of the week type of, like, baddie, where he's technically kind of a threat, but mostly just incompetent. He's a necromancer. He's a bard. I was listening to Necromancing Dancing by Verghost, and he just kind of came into my head, and he has refused to leave ever since. He's a drow. You can probably tell that when I get to colors, because he's very much a drow. He's drow color. He's purple. My purple son. And Damien's whole shtick is that he is like a rock star. In a world where rock stars aren't really a thing, he's invented the electric guitar. I mean, he didn't invent it. He threatened someone into inventing it for him. He has a guitar, and it is amplified and powered by an air elemental / like storm electricity elemental who is not happy about being stuck in the guitar. And Damien also just used all of his like bard magic secrets that let him access wizard spells to get necromancy. Because he found a necromancy tome at some point, and he was like, ooh, this is nice. Now, the setting that Damien is from is the same setting as everybody else, but different continent in the setting. And in that continent, necromancy, all forms of it are like they're super frowned upon. So Damien is my heresy / sacrilege son. He wanted to be a bard, and like a famous one, when he was younger. And nobody gave him any attention as a child. So now he's like, you know what? I will demand your attention. If I can't get you to love me, I will get you to hate me. Attention is attention either way. So he picks a part at the southernmost part of the continent, which is pretty defenseless because the entire thing has like historically fairly recently been through a civil war. And the north is just about pulling itself back together. But the south is further away from the capital and therefore kind of hard to reach and get resources to. So it's kind of a mess. It's in shambles. Damien has seen that and been like, okay, I'm just not going to cross to the north. I'm just going to terrorize the south and make myself everyone's problem. And because there are a bunch of like villagers with no formal combat training and no military, I'm just going to get away with doing whatever I want. And it's kind of worked out for him so far. Now, Damien is also incredibly, how do I put this gently? He's and yeah, he's kind of, he's a freak. To put it kindly, he is a freak. And by that I mean, the player character, my friend's player character, is Moss. Here's a picture of Moss that my friend commissioned me to draw like ages ago. This is Moss. Moss is a snake. Partially. Moss is a UNT. A UNT Malison. Which means that Moss's bottom is a snake bottom. Damien would. Damien would, because he thinks it's... All of that starts because Moss encounters Damien doing the Damien thing, which is, like, raising skeletons and terrorizing people. And Moss is like, what is wrong with you? What's your fucking problem? And Damien's just, like, doing his entire persona bit. It's like, hello, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing his entire thing. He's going all out. Moss is not impressed. Moss is trying to stop Damien. Not because Moss is, like, kind and good or anything, just because Damien's fucking annoying. So, of course, Moss, like a logical, normal person who's angry would, goes, fuck you. And Damien's like, fuck me yourself. And he's doing it mostly for the bit, because he knows it's gonna get under Moss's skin. It's a pretty good way to disarm people actually being a freak on main. But also, like, he kind of would. So eventually Moss gets sick of his shit and he's like, alright, fine, I'll you if that's what you want. And Damien, who was doing it mostly for the bit, but, like, still would, is like, alright, fine, bet. So Moss and Damien, which is quite raunchy, but we never actually, like, know the specifics of it, because we're just like, we look at each other, because we're both, like, ace, and we look at each other and we go, they sure probably do something, right? It's probably pretty... Which is to say, am I using the sound to avoid talking about something? Am I doing it for the bit? Or am I doing it because I'm too asexual to know the absolutely horrendous things those two get up to? That is a delightful question. I will leave you to ponder on that, for I will not give you an answer. In the meantime, hello people who did the time skip. You missed a lot of bleeping sounds mostly, but hey, we're gonna talk about emotional drama now. Damien doesn't have feelings. Moss doesn't have feelings. It's the situationship type of thing. Except Damien kind of catches feelings. I think we summed it up best in the artfight pages when we said, it's not complicated, and it's not platonic, but it's also not dating. Damien appreciates receiving attention. Moss thinks Damien is actually kind of fascinating and pretty cool, and he's not trying to be annoying. It's just that he's trying to be annoying all of the time. So you have to catch him accidentally not being annoying instead, which is a pain. Damien is also an orphan. Except not really. His parents are alive. It's just that he hasn't seen them since he was like 10. Damien's like 100 and something. The thing is, they are from one of the underdarks of the setting. And they were not in a favorable position. So they were like, alright, we're getting out of here. But, you know, it's not easy. So they got the child out first. And they ensured that the child would get out. And then they couldn't follow. Damien was told they'd come. They never showed up. Quite upsetting. By the way, his name is, like, Damien, but he named himself. Because he used to have a different name, which was a drow name. But he dropped that in favor of Damien, because Damien was easier to pronounce. You know, for the surface people, who he's trying to appeal to and get fame from. That doesn't work. But people can't whisper your name in terror if they can't pronounce your name either, so you know what, Damien it is. I would love to tell you more about Damien, but unfortunately, again, the plot he was a part of with other characters and things, it fell apart. Which means no more Damien until I fix it, which is really difficult to me for some reason. I don't know why I'm like this. I guess Damien update with the rest of the Damien when that winds up happening. For now, here's his full reference. I love him. Usual stuff is stuff. I take commissions. You can get a drawing. You can get a reference sheet. There's a playlist right here with more videos like this one, except they don't feature all the like, comment, subscribe, all of those things the YouTubers tell you to do. I'm somewhat self-aware that my off-the-cuff style of just yapping at people is probably better for streaming, but my computer can't really tolerate the VTuber software and the art software and running a stream and something else to manage chat all at once. So I only have one screen, unless I'm using the tablet. I need a computer. I'm using a laptop. Here, Inky want computer on coffee. If you commission me, it'd go to computer fund. For computer. For stream. in case you want to get art and get me a computer. Sick. Lovely. Goodbye.